Sarah's 26 years old with dreadlocks. She just woke up from a nap, and her crazy roommate is screaming and yelling at their friend on the phone. Sarah's head is pounding from all night drinks that they had last night from the party. So she's well hungover. Uh, her room's a mess. Her roommate's room a mess. The whole house is a mess. Sarah has no idea what's going on. She's trying to collect her thoughts and try to figure out what happened the night before. She's thinking to herself like she couldn't have did anything crazy because she lived on the third floor of her apartment and she would have known if she had went downstairs or not. But she wasn't sure what happened last night. So she got up from her nap. She put her clothes on because she was running late for work, and she's a zookeeper. She's a zookeeper at the You Catch 'em, We Cage 'em Zoo. So she was getting ready to go there, and on her way down, she bumped into a neighbor, and a neighbor told her that she saw her last night, and she looked like she had a really good time. And she asked her, "What time was that?" And the neighbor replied, "Well, you came in at 2 a.m." And Sarah was like, "I don't remember any of that. It's so crazy." Then her neighbor said, "Well, why don't you check upstairs before you run to work and see if you left anything up there that can remind you of what happened last night?" And Sarah was like, "That's a great idea." So Sarah ran back up to her apartment. She went back in her room.
So Sarah's looking around and she doesn't really see anything out of place or anything like that. And then she notices a sweatshirt in the kitchen, and it doesn't look familiar. It's not hers. It doesn't look like her roommate's. So she's confused. So she decides to go knock on her roommate's door. And when she opens the door, she sees her roommates in bed with somebody else, but they're under the covers so that she can't see. So she says, "Oh, what are you doing? Do you know what happened last night?" She said, "Yeah, we went out, had a good time, we had fun, and all this stuff. We came home, and everything was good." And she's like, "Well, I don't remember anything last night. Like, what happened? Like, did we drink too much?" She said, "No, we didn't drink too much. Like, we were fine. We got an Uber home." And then so she turns around and leaves. She says, "Okay, I'm gonna go to work." And then she walks back over to the kitchen to grab a glass of water before she leaves. And she looks at the sweatshirt, and she swears she's seen this before. She looks at it, she smells it. She's like, "I know this. I know who this is. This is ridiculous. I know what this is." So she goes back to her roommate, opens the door, and she sees her boyfriend getting out of the bed. And the things running through her mind, she had planned out multiple scenarios what she wanted to do at that point. But ultimately, she decided it's not even worth her time. So she turned around, walked out, and then she walked to the kitchen. She was debating on what she wanted to do because she wanted to go off on them, but she didn't feel like it was worth her time. So she decided she's just going to walk outside and then see what they do. So she walks back in without them knowing, creepily opening the door. And when she does that, she hears them talking.
"Wait, what? I've been being drugged? My roommate and my boyfriend are hooking up behind my back?" Sarah thought to herself, "This is ridiculous." The anger just began to build up inside of her. She didn't know what she could do, but she knew she had to do something. Could she turn them into the cops? No, she didn't want to do that, but surely drugging someone has to be a crime. She wanted something a little bit more personal, though. She thought to herself, "I am a zookeeper. I did just watch Joe Exotic. Where can I find sardine oil? No, I don't want to do that." She knew she couldn't kill them, because if she killed them, that could possibly ruin the rest of her life. But she didn't want to let this go unchecked, so she had to figure out what in the world could she do. So she creaked back into her room. She sat down, took a deep breath, and then she just thought. And finally it came to her. Sarah remembered the old adage, two can play that game. So she came up with the perfect plan in her head. As she played back all those nights together, she realized her boyfriend was always the one to make the drinks. Well, tonight would be different. The whole day passed as if nothing had gone on. Sarah came back, acting like she didn't know a thing. She told her roommate how excited she was for all of them to have another game night. Well, her boyfriend got there, acting like everything was normal. Except for this time, when he said, "I'll make us some drinks." She said, "Oh no, sweetie, I got it."
Sarah walks over to make the drinks, and as she's on her way over there, she can't help but think, is it 1 teaspoon per 1 ounce or 1 teaspoon per 1 liter? Not really sure what it is. She's making the drinks and she looks back and she sees her boyfriend talking to her roommate, and she's looking at the look that her boyfriend is giving her roommate, and she knows exactly what that look is. It's a look of love. It's the look of warmth. It's the look of cuddling. It's the look of being secure. She felt this look just 8 months ago, and she'd always wondered, what happened 8 months ago? Why would you do me like this? She found out why, the cuddling stopped, why the sex came down, why he wasn't holding her hand anymore. It all started to make sense, and she just got pissed off. Sarah just got pissed off even more and more, and she added more and more to each drink. And so finally she calmed herself down. She picked the drinks up and she bring them back over there, and she gives one to her roommate. She gives one to her boyfriend, and she take one, and she said, "I want to create a toast to the best friendship that we've ever had." So they toast and they drink. 15, 20 minutes goes by, and the drug taking effect. It knocks the boyfriend out, and it also knocks her roommate out. She bounds the roommate and her boyfriend up. She ties them, locks them up, their feet and their hands, in the chair, and she throws water on them to wake them up. And when they wake up, oh boy, she tells them,
You are now listening to the Cinnamon and Sugar Podcast featuring D'Angelo Williams and Gary Barnage. You push play and they'll push the limits.